This year I team up with administration of Kacergine racetrack to promote technical sports for general public in Lithuania. We made our first big event for families in the early spring. Different interesting sides of motorsports and aviation were demonstrated. More than 3,000 people visited our event. Later during the summer we hosted technical camp for kids. Again, it was a really successful event with positive feedback from parents and kids who participate in the camp. We had a desire to finish this interesting year with a grand show, an idea to make festival of lights and to connect it with aviation was born. We wanted to make a show that had never been made in Lithuania before. My good friend from Lag Glider Factory, Mr. Vytas Mačiulis, offered his support in reaching out to Mr. Mark Jefferies. This world-class pilot from UK have a solid background in aerobatic competitions with multiple victories. In addition to this, Mark have flown over 130 different types of aircraft. Right now he is a top-level show pilot performing spectacular night and formation flight with his Global Stars team. With a little bit of luck and despite Mr. Mark's busy schedule, we were happy to have him in our festival. We started communicating via email and the idea to make a little and large show was born. For the very first time, full-scale Extra 330 SC and 35% radio-controlled model performed in the Lithuanian sky together. Before this could happen, I had to be 100% sure my model and equipment was performing perfectly. After all, we planned to fly show close to the big crowds. Because of this, I decided to make some changes and use the best and most reliable equipment possible. I have switched to the pro-level radio made in Germany, Powerbox Core. This radio can work reliable in extremely long distances. Connects to receiver very fast. You can feel the connection to the model is extremely good. I paid special attention to the carburetor setup and fuel mixture. I wanted to be sure that my desert aircraft 120cc engine performs perfectly at any RPMs. I also made upgrade to the bigger 1-liter smoke oil tank. This gave me about 7 minutes of flight time with white smokes on. Last but not least, I switched to the new brushless servos from Hitech. Very efficient 9381TH, have virtually no play in gears and provide 34 kilograms of torque at 7.4 volts. After a few flawless test flights, I was ready for our meeting. The time to compare my 35% Extreme Flight RC Slick 580 to Mark Big Extra 330 SC and see what kind of sequences we can perform together has come. graceful extra aerobatics. We drew a fairly simple sequence and started practicing it. Windy weather with occasional showers made limited practice more difficult. Flying in formation with full-scale plane was a bit similar to unknown sequence. I knew the order of maneuvers well, but synchronizing it with the plane that have completely different speed range and flying characteristics was challenging. I found out pretty quickly that the most important was to have great caller next to me that was keeping radio contact with Mart during the flight. I had the right person I could count on. Lithuania national F3P team member Paulius Rupys was extremely helpful. In competitions, I called for him and he called for me, so I knew his calling style and could rely on him 100%. After just 6 practice flights and several hours of discussion on the ground, we felt quite confident and ready for the big show in the racing track.
Kažkokia greita važiuoja. Neskubėk. Suka. Arčiau mane. Neskubi. Lauk. Dar. Verčia. Gerai. Dabar bus 1/4 ir taškas eis. Suka. Styriamės? Savo.
Pasaulio ir Lietuvos daugkartiniam čempionui Donatui Paužuoliui, atlikusiam unikalų radio bangomis valdomo akrobatinio lėktuvo skrydį.
I think it is safe to say that first edition of Lights On Festival was big success. Performing formation flight with full-scale extra was very interesting experience for me and my team. Now we have some new ideas for future shows. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do not forget to click notification bell. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Do not forget to check out Mark's YouTube channel and his homepage. Thank you and see you in the airfield.